Hola, buenos dias, yogis. Let's talk about how to chant Om correctly. Om is the original bija mantra, the original seed mantra from which all the other mantras spring. And in fact, Om, I sometimes like to refer to it as the carrier signal of the universe because it's the original vibration from which all physical reality is created and emanates. So Om is actually referred to in the Bible when they say, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The word that they're referring to, at least in my understanding and my belief, is this original vibration, Om. So when we chant Om, there's a sense in which we're actually coming home to that which created us. And that's a really good way to begin to align with and connect to your higher self, because it's acknowledging and sort of vibrating in harmony with all of the things that are supporting our existence all the time, but which we're not fully conscious of as we're going through our everyday routines. So it's really a sacred thing when you sit and chant Om. I encourage you to do it daily, and you can use Om as your primary mantra if you like. If you don't have another mantra that you're working with, or you haven't been given one by a guru, use Om. It covers all the bases. It contains every other mantra ever uttered. So let's talk about what Om consists of. It's often written O-M, but it actually contains three sounds, which is why you sometimes see it written A-U-M. The three sounds are A, U, and M. And when we chant Om, we want to make sure, first of all, that the A, the U, and the M occupy equal amounts of time. So whether you're chanting fast or slow, you don't want to sort of linger on the ah too long at the expense of the other two sounds. It needs to be in thirds, so to speak. So ah, u, m, equal lengths of time, depending on how you're chanting it. And then we also want to pay attention to how we resonate those sounds in the body. If you've ever taken a voice class, there's something they call placement. And it means you use different organs or parts of the body, areas in the body, to resonate whatever sound you're singing. And we do this with Om as well, because the parts of the body that we're using correspond to chakras and energies in those particular areas. So for the first sound, for Ah, we're going to resonate it down low, down in Uddiyana, which corresponds to the second chakra, Svadhisthana. So we're going to try and resonate down here in the low belly, about 2 to 3 inches below your navel. As we transition into the U sound, we're coming up the spine. We're going to start resonating more in the center of the body, so in the chest, and it's a moving thing. So we sort of initiate the resonance down here in the belly, and then as you close your mouth and you come more into an ooh expression, it comes up through the chest, into the throat, and by the time you hit you're resonating up here in the nasal sinuses and the tip of the nose. And you should be able to feel those in the body. Down low, it's kind of a faint vibration, but it's there. So as you practice this and as you get more in tune with your own body, as you begin to become more perceptive, then you'll start to notice those vibrations more easily, more readily. The one up at the tip of the nose and in the sinuses, that one's pretty easy to perceive, so you probably feel that one right away. But if you're not feeling them immediately, don't get frustrated. Just keep practicing until you do, because it will come. So A, U, and M in equal lengths, time-wise, and resonating as we come up the body. And then some people say there's actually a fourth sound, and I count myself among them, which is the silence that follows the end of the mm. And I encourage you to pay special attention to that. Even though it's not a sound per se, there is a texture to it, there is a presence there, there is a sort of an altered state of consciousness that comes with that silence. And you have to practice in order to discover this. I can't really explain it to you any better than that, but think of it as the fourth sound. I think you'll notice the more you chant, the more that silence carries a real sweetness. It's almost as though the home that you're seeking, as we're realigning with this thing that created us, it's almost as though it welcomes you in, as though it's embracing you in some way. So it's a beautiful way to start to connect to your bhakti, your devotional practice, by noticing that you finish this chant and you come into this silence. So let's put this together and see what it looks like. Oh, and just as far as the placement goes, if you find you're having difficulty understanding what I mean when I say vibrate down in the belly, just imagine that this is where your mouth is. As you're chanting, ah, it's down here. Your mouth is down here in the belly, and then it's just moving up the spine as you come through the other sounds. So we'll do it once together. Nice tall spine. Normally I would be sitting down on a mat, but I'm sitting on the bolster today so you can see better. We'll just exhale out. Now let's take a big breath together. Just really lingering in the silence. I think the silence is my favorite part. And you'll notice too, one thing I forgot to mention in the beginning, is you begin with the ah sound with your mouth open. Ah requires that you make sort of a circular opening with the lips. Ah. And then ooh, the mouth starts to close down. It naturally begins to create that ooh sound as it closes. And then when the lips come all the way together, now you're making that M sound that you feel resonating in the sinus cavities. So we'll do one more. Savoring that silence. I think in the homework I've got you doing 21 of these every morning. So let's do 7 of these together for practice. So remember, starting low. As you come up, closing the mouth more and more. Imagining the mouth is rising up the spine so that your placement is coming with it. And then all the way up into the nasal passages and the tip of the nose. We're going to feel the resonance there. So come to a tall spine. However you're seated is fine. Exhale the air out. Take a deep inhale. Last one. And now perhaps noticing a change in your overall vibration, noticing perhaps a new centering, a new sense of being at peace, a new sense of being more in alignment with yourself or with something higher. Om will bring you back over and over and over again. In fact, if you find that you're spinning out during the day in the course of your activities, things are getting a little hectic, getting a little frantic, find yourself a quiet place, go sit down, get centered, and just chant some ohms. It's a remarkable way to change your consciousness, to change your energy almost instantly. It brings you back into this space of understanding that, you know what, all of this chaos is just something happening around me. And I am this still point that's perceiving it, but untouched by it. So I hope that helps. Enjoy your practice. Thanks so much. Namaste.